Okie doke. So today is one of the easiest things that you'll do for a while, which is good because it's going to give you a little chance to catch up on some things because you got some stuff from that's carried over with the cumulative reviews and stuff like that. So you need to make sure you have time to do some of those. All right. So here we go. First of all, when we have a radical on the bottom, remember the radical is the square root or the cube root or whatever, but there's a radical on the bottom. Remember we said that the radical looks like this. That's the radical. So if it's on the bottom, that's a big fat no-no. So what we're going to do is we got to get rid of it. Well, remember, if we have a square root of 3 times the square root of 3, remember how we were multiplying those radicals the other day, then that's really the same thing as saying 3 times 3 underneath the radical, which is really square root of 9, and we know the square root of 9 is 3, so nobody really has to go through this process. They can just say, oh snap, there's a pair, and I'm bringing the pair out of the radical. So that's the goal here. So in other words, we got to get rid of the radical by multiplying the top and bottom by the same number. Because remember, we can multiply anything by 1, and I've not changed it. All right? So to get rid of that radical on the bottom, I multiply it times square root of 3. All right, that's going to make these guys become square root of 3 times square root of 3, just like we did right there. And so there we go. We have 5 times the square root of 3 over 3. Simple. That's it. All right, let's try some more. All right, so now I've got square root of 3 over square root of 6. Got to get rid of that radical on the bottom. All right, so now once I do that, of course, I'm going to end up with a 6 on the bottom. Yay me. Now, remember how we did a minute ago, or last week, we multiplied these two things together, the two radicals together. Well, hold on a minute. I know that 6 can break out. All right, so the 3 is going to stay there just like it was. Then the 6 is going to break out into 3 times 2. All snap, that means we have over 6. That means we have a pair right here. So when I have a pair, that's going to break out to a 3. And the 2 is going to get left behind. Bless him. Okay, so then the 6 stays on the bottom. But oh, wait a minute. The 3 and the 6 can reduce. So that's going to leave us with 2 square root of 2. And the crowd goes wild. Okay, next. We got 5 square root of 5 over square root of 15. Again, it doesn't really matter if there's a square root up there or not, because we'll deal with it when we get up there. All right? Multiply the top and the bottom by the square root of 15, because I got to get rid of the radical on the bottom. All right, so that leaves me with a 15 on the bottom. And on the top, it's the square root of 5 times the square root of 15. Snap. I'm going to go fix that. So I know that is 5 times, and 15 can break out into 5 times 3 over 15. He's still hanging there. So that's going to break out the 5 out of the radical, leave a 3, and then we got 15 on the bottom there. Oh, snap, these can reduce right here. That leaves us with square root of 3 over 3. Next. All right, this one's easy breezy, because we've got the square root of 5 over square root of 5, because we got to get rid of the radical on the bottom. Get rid of it by multiplying it times itself. It's got to be square root of 5 over square root of 5, because it has to be equal to 1. Just changing it up, putting a dress on it, making it look a little different. So then that's going to give me 5 times the square root of 5 over 5. Because these right here, 5 times 5 is the same thing as square root of 25, which we know is 5. So we just cut out the middleman and went straight to there. Oh, snap. The top and the bottom can reduce. So that just leaves me with square root of 5. Alrighty. That is it. Now what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to go to Alex and, oh, I'm sorry, not Alex, Delta. Go to Delta Math and do your do your worksheet there. And remember, it has videos that you can look at. Okay, doke. Have a good time.